Maneva na sema PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de osia dem yopo.
Na bibia timi aye kama. Yanko yensem no so na fe yentoa dwumadie no so a. Ena no pa ya na His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama Obomodin na fe o inaugurate the advisory group, presidential advisory group on the economy. Wabomodin wa pasa ampanifo nyina ho ntoma a efiri na di kroi economy no se beye na o mining sikasem ebegina brane na enyuma sem bank ofa bia ubehunu sampa wo mine ekoso no na chese enede ya na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wo de sa dwumadie no aba eti empanifo ahodo a wo mo ewo the presidential advisory group on the economy in the Tregu TV no so no uko Facebook nso a ubetimi ahwe dwumadie ni bi Her Excellency Professor Jane Nana Opoku Ajman, the Vice President Okasa advisory group in ho afi Mr. Ishmael Yamson, one of the private sector leader, former member of page. Yes, one also Ekahubi. And Mr. Kwame Pianin, economist, private sector leader, former member, one also Papa will be animal. Kwanya Yefano economy. I've had the opportunity to meet him once, and se wutie papa no adwene ewo economy ho kwanya ban betimi ahye niema na oman netimi agina so yi a enya no wakra se me mahuru no bi se oka ho na oba beboa na eba oman no ye economy abribia etime boa na nieme koyi a papa yi eka bi nti Mr. Kwame Piani baby bia wo enawie enke Obrempong oba michia wie pa afa Miss Nana Oye Mensa Yeboa, former deputy governor of the Bank of Ghana. One also sika samonto tie wa dimu ye tintiman yie pa nti oba beka hu one also ba behwe se wo mine sika sem enya dia ye beto ombeto to na sekra. Dr. Kwabena Dufo, economist, former governor of the Bank of Ghana and former minister for finance. One of the sika samu hu dwumadi enkwan wadi. Former governor, Bank of Ghana, former minister from finance. Eti ban wo mine sika semwa na tese wo mu adihunu ono wo musuahunu yie pa. Yanto aso ye Sir Samuel Essen Jonah. Sir Samuel Essen Jonah, ono ye private sector leader and industrialist. One also eka sa group yihubi. Mr. Atto Brown, former World Bank infrastructure specialist, agri-business investor. Na je se mpanifo nyina wo hwe wo mu dibre a ekuta wo mu a na che sampa sa advisory group on the economy we ye hwanim se enkonkwo ye se the economic management team na ekwawiasie no na eno so akwaye bibia wo ho eti yanto asene hwe Dr. Henry A. Kofi Wampa, one a former governor of the Bank of Ghana, one also Ewasubi Toby Afede, one also Ejinemu, I want and so Ebeka, the presidential advisory group on the economy, no one also Ekahubi or your economist or say a private sector leader. Now was I your one in Pompa, Ewo Maymua, for Miss Abena Amwa, only a chief executive officer, Ghana Stock Exchange. One also Ekahubi and Professor Priscilla Chumesi Bafo, University of Professor and Academics. One also Ejinamubia Obafefe, one in a home of any nimidie Eba Betsna, the Presidential Advisory Group on the Economy. So now fe wometimi Abuano Meyi Afanantuma Pebidi Efra. Last on the list, Professor Patience Esiwe Abo, PhD researcher, professor and academic researcher. Na say enya de keto akra enti sampanifo yi wo mo ye 9 da bi wo mo ye 12 sorry wo mo ye 12 and His Excellency the President of the Republic John Dramani Mahama ene de ya me ne wo de ka say de wo abomodin inaugurate wo ma wo ba betena sia wo mo ba ye adwuma se beye na wo man economy ya edu ba bi etiti pan sam ya to the extent say na emrewa enkokora ye ma menom yem papanom na woma ye omadwuma wie na woma totototo bond wa ban ho se woma sika kakra woma ye adwumaden anya no woma de beto na emfasodie bi e wo ho ebeba no woma bomodin adinin kakra enkakra kwapem time a onyankopon beto nsa ede afrom but then yehu ye under the MPP regime led by the former president of the republic Nana Addo Akufo-Addo Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia and Ken Nana Akufo-Addo the former finance minister sabe what to bata the free of my mua ye friend of befie kra was nya de obebe bioda if you say Ghana had here and nya de obetimi atu ne na ese abio under them and yehu adwumayefo a no omaye adwumawie the former chief justice Sofia Kufu ekra ka ho bi a aban ne fa ne sikadi ye wo bra na wom babia nipa bia wunyini a na wapomudin ho nsam eto chima kakra enti sabre ni sesikani hu a wanhwe ne ya obeto na nan ntem onsie do enti ubehwe nsem asisi ya men kan krofo ya Mr. Michael Addo Mikado wo ba besui wati bi so wo ba betwa ajajo say wo panana Nana Addo Akufo-Addo achew the then president wo pa Ken Nana Akufo-Addo achew say nisika akwakodi DDP numu no nisika aban no de nsa to so so fa mani bio no emwa no amane ho kire no amane ni so biri no papa isu wo krom ho akopem da yete say ampa Mr. Michael Addo Mikado wato na nan mo ansie do under the MPP regime economy need to the extent say na se edu baby na wo ko marketer Ghanaians were always anticipating for a new price. Ade enye obi ade no, but edu baby na se Ghana ni anagadi ni ko Ghana jom na okoto mo se okwakoto eye flour esam se okoto kufuo gallon yellow ibi oyo no bibi bia okwakoto no se oto 1 hour time okobaka ohwe nim se wo mo beka kire ne se yatum na enye ne nwanwa bio ehone baby a Ghana economy ni kodu ye ehone ade a yehunu ye to the sense say we are seeing rate Ghana economy no junk status ye ka say baby a junk status ade atete apro na pansam a deplete emfa so bia ni so bio anunti Nana MPP for ekwa abosia bo that time na wo bia mpese obetam ni sika no de ama MPP for bio no bia mbeso betam ni sika because wo man na bura besia na fe yem besia na ya bura gu wo no ya ntimi ntua enti wo bebo besia wo me ho wo fa sika ne maye esi de na me di bi ka ho enti ne na mo me afia ni nkyerɛ fie enkokora ne mmerewa wo mo a aye adwuma akɔ pension wo mo sika wo mo wa wo mo de ato bond wa ban ne ho no yenkofa sa sika no yankwa jimfiri wo munsam enye se ye ne omo koka kasa ho yembo pentoa na yemfa ntwire mpanifo nyina tiri ho wa obenya sakora wanya wa obenya mu ho ko se de ne be se wapampam wanya haircut bia hu nsabeka bia obenya na emoja enyuru mpanifo efi omutiri ho begu omanase ewi aketekete obeko finance ministry na Sofia Ekufu the former chief justice eni mpanifo akese a no wo maye adwuma ewo public offices private offices no ma wi ato bond di omo musika wo mo wo di ama ban sa ban anke de to bond wo ho ne giso faso de yadi no na mpanifo eti finance ministry na wo mu su wo mu nya finance minister mpo mo megina ho enka nkyere om se yesere mu ye behwe ne ye betimi aye da bi da be bire fa ho twere wo mo nkwa eti say nay His Excellency the President of course obaye from last year 2025 Ghana dinisi subio sema mpani Ghana ni bia babi a wo ne dai wo betimi aka no krade a kire wo ho sade amemo yakọ aje se bia wo yo bia still na no wo mpese wo beje no kra bi di atum but baby a meka debia se me Obrempong meka debia se baby a Ghana abre na ababedu no ene wo mampani a yase yanya ne biewu wo mampani a wadi so pen o mampani a why vice president pen Omampani a waye minister pen. Omampani a waye MP pen, aye assemblyman pen. Se wo hwe politics ranks na almost wafani nyinemu. Na wodi president wie no kwotena chire emfie nwotwe ade sua de wa chire. Na wasia beye mampani bio. Da bia meka asem bi na mekoso aka. Me say tie me fa wo political kala a wo join fato nchen. Tie ma yendi nkomo for a second enepe ka kire wo so wo ye Ghana ni nti wo ba de Ghana ho. Wo be jai politics akiri wo be jai me party we akiri tie no kwana me ka kire wo ne no every say yenjumadi a yedi records guo ebi ana saa time no na dachi bi Obrempong manyi na meko social media wo yi obi betwa ba bebo se abrantie bia na oye juma TV SYZ na oye juma Power FM Radio SYZ XYZ broadcasting wo ka kire Ghana fo nyina say His Excellency the President John Dramani Mhahama ne second term here what is he ne 3 years here akai what say we see from no kroi se sa pepepe ne be ya Ghana ni bia ntiem ye ne awia say would you for the first time in your life you political nurses fatu baby na wo sorry bia bompaye sire nyankropon say adwini mu po biara ensi say ye pe biara His Excellency the President John Dramani Mhahama any NDC aben sabre ya wo ma betina benya so yi na momu bu oman Ghana no wo mu timi nye sansese ye pa no nto won fa ma wo eneme efi sese ye koso ade sa memu we particularly ade ye politics ade ye amanyosem ade ne nsa ekura e wo se enye ye party na wo so ntino ye cookie story bi ye fa meka nche Ghana fo nyina ade na say atete apro ebon enti enya de aban ne ya de na enye hey no aban no emra tan experience ekuta His Excellency the President John Dramani Mhahama see ya man who kwan na wan se so man we ya going forward o man ne bebre enti wuti wose Ghana ne free neko se wuti asem bi anya wonto boase pa asem ne nchiremu na fe ye wadwene say for the next 3 years aka no the abide by especially from His Excellency the President John Dramani Mhahama any si aban and say ye pa bia wo mo de beba no wo de akoma pa besom wo de wonye mayen keke donko wonye sanse say no na ko ba ne say ye de bedi agro ye de be ye politics abiri bia no eye kura nye da bi mun ko ye press conference mun ko kan che Ghana for say na asem ni momo kro obekom na nte saa ye wahanum kojo ponkroma ofosi member of parliament ebe ginam na sebe jam ni ye di Christmas god border boka wo hunu bi da god board ye ton boka sorry wakotena TV sunu ye bisa na wo se won ka hwe krada na nso saa time no wakoka saa asem na wie eye saa ni ye ba be ye the normal politics no eno ni ye ba be hunu eye no ni ye di ba be je nchirima enti se na nyankopon ayadom na for the first time hwe said ye enema sofa asiatete for iron rod for cement ko emo for oil ko market si ebedi no credit amaye ho a nenso ubeko one corner ubeko one place na obi de wayire ne buwo no so say dollar ne ba 1 Ghana cedi no the 10 cedi kura na be fa mo bag a wono ko wo beto 100 Ghana cedi enye ne party ne wo so e wo se wo ye na Ghana fo etan aban no na wo mo kwoto aba wo matu nagu driver ni na ye say me so me party ami woni e opposition enti aban e di aba say from last year May 15th 2025 ana aban yi any driver for nyina di nhyiamu ebeka kire o my Ghana nyina say of course fuel na da 17 Ghana cedis per liter aba from ene abedu 9 Ghana cedi 99 pesos ewo oil ewo Star Oil other filling stations enti aba from there a driver for eye fuel we na moto na mode yamadwuma enti monte mo nso mo fa na so 15% bapem ne ye wo drivers bi a wo mo de o maka kire o mo kra se wo mo nte so ne wo kina ne na tika ho yenye na ban ne ho mratan ma yenye ye ho se sabi ye ma ye ni ensode because say ye koso de sa setina we etena o man yimu na yansesa ye zuban ya me kan bio say yetimi bompa ye frɛ Yesu Kristo ana nyankropon no bom man yimu ni ye de ni si akonwa so mampani na me nu mienu adwene eda ye ntirim sansesa say ye beboa ye ho a o ma we nya de bepa ne ntoma pafrada da bia meka last 2024 me pomode kasai adi my Excellency John Dramani Mhahama anya dia me ru be ho me ho da ana menu me ho da dabi efi se me hunu sa gidie ne ani da so wei se wo ba fuel so bete oba dollar be ba from oba emu be ko down oba opportunities be ba amu man mu atimi aye mere kakra Ghana nye heaven ye dano minimi ya bi di nkomo ose Obrempong ne ma abubasi nyina ye ho kire ye ana Ghana anam se enye heaven yo but edie na asai se si ame ne wode ka sai edie na asai asini 8 years ye twam ade be ne wo Ghana se si ya asai sene sa ade ba ko pe so bi betimi a kire me ye wura free SHS a emofra ne nya aduane ni ya close schools ni bi down say o mun kofie because aduane ni wa na aban yi ba watibi so wo fa ejomu a last year Christmas for the past 8 years last year Christmas na enipa ebu so e won kran kromo na na e was fire service for ba no mu be bu so gu nipa so because heat any stampede na e koso en kran kromo no e been see that for the past 8 years and on day na person who na won tia se bi o hwa kwan Excellency about say the big push $10 billion project etu hwe eye won fan ofanko ekoka eye nsanwamu am for the past 8 years under the MPP woman timi anya kwan no ama driver for to achia abribia me no ka say Mhahama Enterprise Limited e twa so friend mail kwaye kwan no wo mu efo fanko ko nsawam se wutie me oka mu asema me ka wurim se wuti nsawam na wo hwem wo TV so a na wo bankran ya wonim se de na kwan ne tie a year ago ana sabre kwan na be yesei and for Ghana regions in all the 16 regions almost every region benefited from the big push project yen kwanya hodo akese betimi aboa ye ayede abio an ye hwehwe enti yamua yenyai amanya sem de bia no yamua yandwene wo man ho kane yenya mampania experience wonye suahunu yenta na chi ni yeta na chi a yenya na beboa yen na enyo bi fufuro bia na afi o man no etimi mfane ntuma pa bi no mfra na nyese de bia yebeye politics yento ejubade no so na afi yenko yanim dia eneda ya ana ayawaso east by election ababeto ho now on the 3rd of March the Electoral Commission of Ghana abomoden na what this by election yakwakoto no and na the various political parties omo ebekwako ginabi womo ekofale womo pieces na fe bibia betima yakama enti baba jama Ahmed wono an wo ginam say parliamentary candidate Adiama Ayawasu East ahead of the third match eye abatwa ebaso nene dey woko na fei wo makoko file for the nomination no wo hwe nipa edinati a na enya de ketwa yes Baba Jama Ahmed wono na wo ba no na the whole of Ayawasu East ene NDC fo a wo mo so mani age sasabre yi wo matimi enya Baba Jama Ahmed na wo ba be di party nanim ewo Ayawasu East na on the 3rd of March one more call no matimi akwakoto abama no ene na wo hwe mfoni no ewo TBSYZ to ko Facebook nso a at 979 FM na fei TBSYZ to betimi ahwe dwumadi ni wo ho na papa ya wo mama no so ye acting chairman edema Ayawasu East NDC amanyo kuo no eye Ishak wono no mama no so no wono so ekobi PC prime minister koso ewo NDC mu Ayawasu East no chairman ekobi eti se wo hwe anigye said Ayawasu East for one more tonyum na one more bomb on some na chairman abeka ho na just sabre one more two prime minister ni wie no enkaboma ba anigye aba asumdua aba said enkrofo bi na one more keka ana one more sie no ene hwe ma ho foma center de fita kama Baba Jama Ahmed one wo ba be CFM no parliamentary candidate Dima Ayawasu East anu ama ne nsa so no na afi owevi edi a kire na titafo a wo mo born na chidom na afi wo mo ko ja no ewo electoral commission ho asabre wo mo ko na wo mo de na ko kire se nyame ya on the 3rd of March no Baba Jama Ahmed wono a anebeda ballot paper no so na afi wagina NDC fo anamu ewo abato ebeko so on the 3rd of March ewo Ayawasu East eti MPP for so ekobi womo candidate no wono ni din de mame hwe wa ni din wa na fe membo mamo na yentoa so okay Yusuf Ali Baba woko Ayawasu East omo friend homeboy sana womo friend wono so akọ enedai ana fe 3 independent candidate a womo so womo gina se womo pe MPs ni bi en womo so womo nyina obi akwakoye ne de chairman na esresere wo no Ishak yes wono oje fans ni nyina wodi Baba Jama echi wo se ya to awi a ye nyina ye ya manyokuo bako ye nyina ye yekuo bako ye mfa odo ye mfa ntiase ye mfa nkabom de ehu hia ne se ye betimi age tumi ni bio on the 3rd of March ewo Ayawasu East by election na ebaso no eti acting chairman Ishak a wono e contest bi prime minister koso wo NDC amanyokuo ni nemu wo bra wo mo pe wo bi obegina party nanim ewo Ayawasu East ahead of the 3rd March no wo mo na wo makopie wa sabe de electoral commission eji sankra ta ni nyina tum na wo ma yen hyehyeye se de se na efata na nyankopon ya adom na on the 3rd March ni du so a wo makokoto aba na afedi obedi kan no so no wo fidie mu a ya bo amane se de se na efata fe ntia na enyago enye agro general secretary yes GIA wono so eno ogina mu a wo kasa no so yebetime etie ni omo kan kakra anka yetie omo baye na afi yeto a jumadi no so yetie omo ba.
On behalf of our parliamentary candidate elect for the party NDC, we are here this morning to present to you our nominee for the by-election in the name of His Excellency Baba Jama. So ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our third candidate to now address the media. Thank you.
I am very pleased and thankful to all of you for making time to meet me here today on the filing of my nomination as the parliamentary candidate for the NDC in the upcoming by-election in Nima. Let me start first by thanking Almighty Allah. That's why I left Nigeria to come and serve. I am here to serve, and I'll do my best as a human being, together with my friends, the other contestants, the constituency executive, the regional executive, and the national executives, to ensure that the best comes out of me in the interest of this country. Thank you very much, and may Allah bless you all.
Baba Jama Ahmed ana wote say wakasa before obekasa no Theophilus Tetechai one of the general secretary edema NDC amanyoko no wo enkran empatemu ha kwaya wo mafa so asabre wo matimi akọ no makwakọ kire say Baba Jama Ahmed ana ejina Iowa so East enim wo NDC amanyoko na nemu na on the 3rd of March by election ababe da ho no wo matimi de nakọ na wakwakọ jina na fei wo makwakoto abano nti enade sede eniema esifa koye ewo bra na wo mokọ na wo makwakọ ye sa dwumadie ni nyina no ana nhwe no atitafo ahodo bebre ana kopie mu ho the acting chairman for the Iowa so East wono sin Shak no ka ho bi a wono so call prime minister ni bi no waka ho bi ode ntoma akobo Baba Jama ntoma no se wo ta na chi vise womu nyina afikromu anase miakro anakuokro ana omo join ntisi ato abawie na ono adi nkunum a wota na chi other people so a womu gina prime minister ni bi wo bia eba se wo ba beta Baba Jama chi na fe wo makopre nkunimdie no on the 3rd of March na ene ya no womu koye no the Electoral Commission of Ghana IPAC meeting and the political parties no the New Patriotic Party Adin Sembi atudwa ewo ho wo bra na IPAC meeting no ekoso sanso na NDC for so ekasa e de ka yenkohwe MPP for wo mun nsemu a wo mode atudwa wo bra na IPAC meeting ekoso yehwe mra
Baba Ali received this morning. Tomorrow we are going to the regional office to participate in the ballot. But for IPAC meeting today, other discussions have to do with EC to conduct a review of the 2024 presidential and parliamentary election. That has not been done, and so discussing with the EC has admitted that it's an important exercise that needs to be done. EC also intend introducing what we call results taken electronically at voting centers, and so they are going to pilot this exercise at the Iowa East by-election. And the New Patriotic Party is in full support. A situation where results get destroyed by hoodlums will be a thing of the past. And so we will support the EC to file a new CI to give a legal backing to an arrangement where results will be collected electronically to collaborate with the manual transmission of election results. I think by and large, there's understanding among parties that is a nice way to go. And this being the first IPAC meeting, the New Patriotic Party took the opportunity to extend appreciation to the Electoral Commission and the Ghana Police Service for the peaceful conduct of our internal presidential elections. And so for us, it's been a very fruitful meeting. I mean, we all saw it. EC has the mandate to conduct this exercise, and it's a convention that after every major elections, general election, the EC with other stakeholders will conduct a review of the elections. We saw how the elections were conducted, how results were transmitted, collation, how it was done, some security lapses, EC's own challenges in some of the voting centers, the use of the BVDs and all that. So these are things we want to look at. And going forward, what will be the best way for an election to be conducted in a manner that is peaceful, that is not too expensive, and that will ensure that the integrity of Ghana's multi-party democracy will also be uplifted. So we are waiting to have this done. We're waiting for EC to give us the timelines. The New Patriotic Party is going to win Iowa East by-election with our candidate Baba Ali Yusuf. And we are all here and we see it that it's a constituency we will win this time round. And so I'm putting it to you, be there in your numbers, but let's also ensure that the EC will conduct peaceful and fair elections. We will call on all stakeholders, especially the police, to ensure that there's peace in this process. We don't want to see what happened in Equatia. Well, the EC said that all security issues is in the bosom of the police service. The police will not speak on issues at IPAC meeting, but we can count on police. I mean, New Patriotic Party, when we had our internal elections, the police did an excellent professional job for us. They know we can count on them. But this is a by-election, and we don't want what we saw in Akwatia to replicate itself in Ayawaso East. The EC arrangement is that parties will be accredited to be at the printing house that will be selected, and that selection is yet to be made. And so when it is done, New Patriotic Party will be represented in this printing house. Well, I mean, you realize that in NDC's primaries, I mean, their own people are talking between Baba Jama and the other candidates, and so that is up to the NDC. But you, the media, should check. The political party act is clear on some of these things, and you have to look at them and question them. And I think that if it had been MPP, the media will all be on us. And so ask the NDC, the issue that came from their majority caucus and the position of the party. I mean, these are things we should interrogate. So let's find out from the NDC.
Okay, indeed. Gary Nimako, one of the head of elections, Edema MPP, Amanyo Kuno, and what is Wakasa. Ewo eye by election eba so na meeting na ekoso ewo IPAC ene de ya no wono ana wote say wono so wode na no di sem na etudwa wo say for the first time MPP be wini Ayawaso East eye akonwa no nti ye nyina so ye hwe yenko na afi yenko tie ana yenko hwe deputy director of election and IT Sofo Rashid Tanko computer wono so IPAC meeting ekoso no wono then on also what can if I
We've attended the IPAC meeting as usual for the Ayawaso East by-election, and I can assure you we've agreed to all their processes they have laid out in terms of the printing the ballot papers and then deployment of party agents. We've agreed that we are going to deploy 2 party agents at a time for each of the polling stations. Ideally, it's supposed to be 1-1 because a parliamentary election, but because it's just a restricted parliamentary election, they've given us that opportunity that we will deploy 2 party agents for each of the polling stations. We are ready. We have filed our candidate today. As we speak now, we have officially filed. We are going to win. Our aim is to increase the margin. I mean, that is what we are going in. It's not about winning. It's about increasing the margin. We got the last time we were 22,000 plus. We are expecting to go further, at least to about 25,000 more, because of the good works of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and what the party is doing for the good people of Ayawaso and all that. So we are expecting a very massive win. We're thinking our opponents will just chicken out. I mean, naturally, because it's not a place for them to come and waste anybody's time. But since they are coming, let them come. We'll give them the heaviest defeats in their life as a political party, MPP. And so we are ready for it, and we are sure we are going to win. Yesterday, the General Secretary of our party articulated our position, the fact position on this matter. And I don't want to recap of what happened. We all heard it loud and clear. The media were there, your reporters were there. They listened to the General Secretary of our party. I still stand by that position. I think the General Secretary made it very clear. The 3 core issues on which we allowed Baba Jamal to contest this election. And it was very clear. So I don't know why you want us to repeat it again. It was very clear. You don't solve an illegality with an illegality. We are law-abiding political party run by a constitution and regulations. The director of elections is here. He ran the process, and anytime he's going to run an election, he makes sure that he goes by the dictates of the regulations. He can't go outside the regulations. The party has a constitution, and so if we come out and we've seen that we have been magnanimous and be very clear in our mind about the report, compare that one to our opponents who have institutionalized this canker in their party. You saw it. You were reporting it live on 31st January. Have they issued even a 1-line statement to condemn what has happened? Have they put up a committee? You should be congratulating them. The EC did not see anything. They conducted the election. It went on peacefully. The process was conducive. What happened did not happen at the polling centers and the centers of the voting. So the EC went ahead and declared the results. They don't have any problem with that. We agree to the timetable they've given us anytime soon. They're asking us to bring our agents, the printing agents. Well, it will happen anytime soon. As soon as the green line is given, we will send our agents to the centers to monitor the printing of the ballot paper. I can assure you, we are good to go. We are ready. And we can assure you, as a political party, very law-abiding political party, the NDC, we will make sure that we will not dabble in any illegality whatsoever.
And Sofo Rashid Tanko Computer, one ano deputy director of IT and election dema NDC Amanyo Kono ana nsema hodoa wono so no waka wo require the Electoral Commission of Ghana esia the various political parties ewo IPAC meeting won nsema wo mo ko discuss ye no wo so ni a wo so mo waka na omo so mo babontin a wo mo beka wo kire said the nsem no nyina emotie na ahead of the third March by election ebetimi abaso on the 3rd of March wa ayawaso east no wo mu nyina said wo mu nyina eboabo mo ho na fe wo mo de ahyehye so yisi said the opposite the various political parties and comport wo mo wo bra sa battle bekoso no ni nyina nso wo mo di ho nkoma amanyo ko nyina agi atum se wo mbeye ne sa pepepe na fe bibia nso etimi aye kama wa ayawaso east by election ebeba no so no ye free ayawaso east no na fe yembonwa the Ghana Revenue Authority. The Commissioner General Adema the Ghana Revenue Authority Mr. Anthony Akwesisapon wababe kasa wase ya taske GRA say afia we nkwa 2026 na omo mobilize anase wo mo nyi sika omo revenue e wase omo nya domestic revenue no e wase enye 130 billion Ghana cedis. It is abede wo mani abere pa wo mo hwe say sa tax no wo mo betimi MET yanko ne yanko hwe Mr. Anthony Sapon emra wo bra sansemi wo de tuga yehwenma.
Our theme for this year's retreat, transforming for impact and growth, people, performance and compliance, speaks directly to the scale of responsibility before us. In 2026, GRA has been tasked with mobilizing 230 billion to support revenue mobilization and government's agenda. This is an ambitious target, but it's also a necessary one for financing national development, strengthening fiscal sustainability, and supporting government's broader economic agenda. Meeting this target will not be achieved by business as usual. It requires a transformed authority, one that is strategically aligned, operationally efficient, ethically grounded, and trusted by taxpayers. It also requires leadership that is deliberate, cohesive, and forward-looking. We are happy to note that the team has worked so hard that by March, ITAS will go live to revolutionize our domestic tax mobilization effort. In the customs area, beginning this week, which is an AI tool to support our customs classification and valuation, has gone live. And we are happy to know that in the first week of going live, the transactions that came in raised additional revenue over $1 million USD. We are also on course to revolutionize the e-commerce and digital transactions. Sentinel platform that is interfacing with the banking and financial system to ensure that we are able to collect VAT at the point of payment, particularly for cross-border transactions, also went on pilot live beginning this week.
Mr. Anthony Kwesisapon, Honorary Commissioner General, Edema the Ghana Revenue Authority, Anna Otis, Nanundisem, the Wase GRA, the Ghana Revenue Authority, Revenue Omutimi, Wase Omutimi, a generati, Nafi, and also Etimi Boa, a year one minor, a one in Sisayemu, Ahudu Munano, not what they added to Gano. Meno de Case GRA for at the new VAT regime, Eddie Abba, Ama, spare parts traders. Wa boso kan kokompe wonom wo mu nyina mo bu afu yie pa kasa se da bi sa bre dia so mo bo ne ya twetwa mene because yane tachiado ka say we was from 4% yetua no kwakodu 20% say but yare for so di nchiremu aba press release no ena da TV no so no eti yanhwemu wa ha na fe yanhwe say the new VAT regime the Ghana Revenue Authority di aba no ade eba beboa adwadifo wo mu dwumadi a wo mu di no ana say eno ba be ya atetemene atwitwamene na enu momu so aba be ha adwadifo no wo mu dwumadi a wo mu di wo mu sika wo mu tua na abribia na ma mo ho akere mo na eti for immediate release asem we dey DRA for na ede bia aboso kan spare parts traders association wo pene a wo mo se wo mpene the new VAT regime no mo dey aba no into my illustration or see the illustration below uses 500 Ghana cedis base price as an example and a profit margin of 20%. Eti yahwe or see input VAT paid on 500 Ghana cedis purchase. So we share old one no na spare parts for echi anu a your friend say 4% flat rate no about 21.9% e wa hanom. Eti new one no so na new regime no old regime no na 4% one no and a new regime no mo 20% which is the standard VAT no so we share mo ha no 20% but old one na traders we tua no 21% which of course higher than the new one no mo di aba no eti we yani Reverend John Boabin wono chief officer Ghana Revenue Authority Accra South area ho no ono so wo de nchiremu by say wo hwe illustration we o maye no a dia yin nanka aboso kafo benya mfaso wo ho because with the old one na 4% flat rate no wo hwe 500 Ghana cedis base price no mo de aye wa ha no a na te say final price to customer so you see 500% 500 Ghana cedis base price final price customer ade no betimi abeka onsa no 760 Ghana cedis with the 21.9% VAT ubetua and a face obehwe the 20% standard VAT ubetua no the same 500 Ghana cedis no final customer ebetua 720 Ghana cedis. So I was asking him say then I say figures no any percentages no enya dia these traders no ebia GRA for asada mo matias here because say you say illustration yo ma ye sa pepe na asem na tie dia ede nti na wosenka the spare parts traders no wo monye of course nka yade a ebeboa omumom nka yade a ebetete niema so kra momu dia mo na nka wo mo so mo spare parts a wo mo kra no wo ma timi ateso dia magana yanya yekom ho ne yekoto sa spare parts ni e de say enka se ho enti adan na sabre die spare parts traders association wo mo say wo mo ndi ntumu da sa new VAT regime the Ghana Revenue Authority ediaba no illustration na da TV so no na wa hwe so we compare dia na che say mienu no the new 20% no enu mbom betimi aboa traders no ene na da so no dia yin as see ya wo mfa because traders no say wo mo de wo nye new VAT ni ntum wo mo pe old one wa 4% flat rate no wo mo pe no a dan sa 20% here beboa na niema so atimi atete ade amaomo no eno wo mani nye ho timene wo de kase ya mprempren ya the Ghana Revenue Authority ene adwadifo no wo mahia a wo mo ye meeting na ye hwe afei entiase ebetimi apie fi sa asemi aba ye ne tachi ado kasa no o sei ensem na nkasa no wo mo nkyerechire wo mo muye enti ebia na nkoma me ne pani ni di ye no na ye no kura no a wo mo adwadifo no de wo mo nim ni say ye tia 4% flat rate ana 4 ne 20 de wo ye de 20 wo so say 4 enti anke siden ana eba ne sen ana nu mo ba be favor enti o mo adwadifo no mo propose say between 5 to 8% de sanka o mo de ebe se no the new VAT regime a anka mo adwadifo no wo mo ni ha bia na mo 20 ni so na so GRA fo nkyere mu a wo mo de bai no enie minyana kamisa santi yebese nya GIA pani bi nanka watimi aba na wodi ntiremu ababa so adwadifo womo a ebia womo ene womanya kwan na womantimi anko sa meeting yi bi meaning so of course after the meeting no aftermath of the meeting no mpanifo a edi anim techiado a oye PRO edema spare parts dealers association wono ebeko no relay the information e FGI edi ama ni nuanom oni omu digwa no na afa bibia ye kama because looking at the illustration on the television our press release GIA di aba no nanka wo hwe dia to me the new VAT regime na anka GIA di ba no said the woman church ma ye illustration wa sa na tie dia nanka no mo betimi abo adedifo ebi anti ase na enya adwuma ye ebi na anti ase na enhye dan ba ye enti ene meeting no ye de ani di akire ye nya munya wie pe techiado ye beba ho na fei wo de ababio se mukosia GIA fo no eden na fei o ma cheche mu akwakodu eden asem na makwakoka afedi ye sa 20% no moji atumu ebebo amo because the ye nyina ye hwehwe ne se enema beba fom niema bo ebeba fom na bibibiara timi aye kama na abiribia no kakra bi ekita no kra no wotimi enya sika na ade ato ade wo bere kwa wo ehihia bebre eti ye beje bre ni abawura mu ho na afa ye tie techiado ene GIA fo nyina wo bere wo ma ye sa meeting ye wie me ne okasai eguso ekoso kama nti ye beje bre ni ewura ho ebusia ha ye
Dedi kama amena PENDREAM TV ase na so far so good say open online portal e wo Ghana nipa share nipa follow nipa comment here to my best of knowledge without any biases PENDREAM TV